to the hill. I'm gonna start doing that. We just need to get proper position.
Please, someone hit me. Anyone. I'm literally standing still. Thank you.
Last time on UHC Stories, I killed 6 players in a game which had 8. Literally everyone other than my own teammate and myself. However, we were playing in 1.18 for the very first time with some custom modifications, which were clearly unbalanced. Beyond that game, however, a lot more testing occurred to try and balance the version. This episode is dedicated to those test games and the many stories that were to unfold, starting with the first time friends of New Dawn were invited to help test. So, let's begin. Game number 1, a team of 2 with Saya. But before we get into this, I need to preface that this is unlike any other episode of UHC Stories. This video is covering more than one game of UHC here. So let's call it UHC Short Stories then, shall we? After looting some shipwrecks and some buried treasures on day 1, I had 2 tridents, a shitload of iron, 19 emeralds, and a bit of gold. The emeralds are worth noting due to the custom crafting recipe for a Totem of Undying requiring 2 emerald blocks and 7 gold blocks. So clearly this was a goal of mine, to see how a Totem of Undying would act in UHC. I went a bit crazy with caving, but that also gave Saya and I like 3 minutes before meetup to split gear. So it worked out that we didn't have enough gold to make it all into golden apples, and I could dump a stack of it towards a totem. We went off to meetup with 4 golden apples each, plus my totem. So let's see how this totem played out then.
Oh, that's Remy. Yeah, Remy shooting at us. We should back out.
Alright, here. Hit me.
Hit you?
No, don't hit. I'm
Okay.
just gonna let someone shoot me.
After that, we might want back out to the hill. I'm gonna start doing that. We just need to get proper position.
Please, someone hit me. Anyone. I'm literally standing still. Thank you.
So yeah, that was a little awkward, but I finally got to use the totem. Time to put it to good use.
You're alone.
I'm just gonna push melee because I have a lot of resistance.
I'm
armor sucks.
getting pushed by Remy. The other team's going for me. Ground.
Oh my Christ.
Oh, you're dead. You are dead. Okay.
Didn't even get to last out all of the regeneration. That's a bit underwhelming. But surely I'll get another chance. Surely. Onwards to game number 2. The first game of 2022, a teams of 4 game. We spawned in an ice village with a ruined portal as well. The portal had some gold armor which we could use to safely travel through the nether, because if you wear gold armor, the piglins won't attack, unless you try to steal their gold ore. Apple Pie decided to do the nether exploration for our team, leaving myself, Jelong, and Break Salad in the overworld to go caving. About an hour into the game though, Break fell from a high place, leaving us a team of 3. I felt my cave starting to run dry, so I went to the surface and happened to be right back at the village that we spawned in. This conveniently also placed me near the nether portal that Apple Pie used to explore the nether. So, I figured I'd go in to give him some resources and some extra assistance. But as I'm on my way, a hoglin yeets his ass into some lava, and now it's just myself and Jelong, a team of 2 and a team of 4 game. Jelong then triggers a skeleton trap as we're trying to enchant mere minutes before meetup, again, and then some phantoms join in on the fun too. After taming a skeleton horse steed, we eventually made our way closer to 0-0, and stumbled upon a team on the ice, Brodator and Americ, separated from the rest of their team. I take advantage of the new boat mechanics to slide across the ice and catch up to Brodator before Jelong and I pin him down.
Oh my god.
Pearl.
Okay, you killed him.
But not long later, the rest of his team comes from behind. I use my Ender Pearl on Americ to try and isolate him, but he managed to run away. Jelong handles Greeples as I try to find where Americ ran to on 1.5 arcs, ultimately being unsuccessful. We then find ourselves at 0-0 completely undergeared, so after taking a few shots at Pink Team for some stupid reason, Jelong runs away and I do the funny boat thing again. But this time it doesn't work, and I get rushed down and then impaled by a trident from Brodio. Not great, but given we were a team of 2, I'd say it was pretty respectable for my first game of the year. Moving on, game number 3, a team of 6 moles game. Now, I don't typically play moles games because I generally don't enjoy them, but given 1.18 UHC is still very fresh, I wanted to see what it would play out like in the new version. I also generally am really bad at lying and being a mole, so it makes a logical sense that the game would make me the mole. Yeah, that checks out. So what do I do with this unique opportunity? Well, I hid from my team that I had 4 extra diamonds and 16 gold when we met up to split gear, I guess. But that really doesn't mean much, so what did I actually do as a mole?
You said smoke in the distance.
Yeah, it's a campfire.
So ominous.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're sending smoke signals and we can't read them.
Oh, it's Jake. Jake's cutting me out.
Bye.
Oh.
Oh god, I'm trying to shoot him.
He grilled on me.
I'm sniping him.
I have no idea where this is happening.
I fucked that
Follow
one
me,
up
follow
pretty
me.
bad.
I just
Follow
PMC'd.
You probably shouldn't try an emoji, actually, given your ping.
He double pearled on me.
Must say, fucked that one up pretty bad.
A little bit.
Yeah, fucked that one up pretty bad is one way to put it. I was also the first mole to make an attempted strike on my team, meaning that I was now solo waiting for my other mole friends to do something and work with me. So I just worked on the mountains a lot. I eventually made myself a hole in some powdered snow, a block which players fall through and freeze in if they don't get out of it. So I continued to wait. And wait. And wait. Yeah, more than 25 minutes later, and a couple of fights happening, still none of my other moles did literally anything. So, as fate would have it, of course the first team to climb the mountain that I was working on would be my own team. But maybe they didn't see me up here. They did.
I'm gonna hide in the snow if they even dare.
You got this.
That's my team. Oh Christ.
Oh shit, it is. Dude.
Oh fuck, they found me!
No.
Hiding in the powdered snow! It's the great powdered snow escape! No!
They don't know about active. They don't know about active. Zero.
No!
After the game ended, they told me that they actually saw me up there way earlier but decided to leave me alone. But then they went to check again and yeah, that happened. A pretty atrocious performance by myself in that game, must say. Game number 4, a team of 4, and the first one in 1.18. Every game I played prior to this was actually in 1.17, but with the new Caves data pack enabled. Now with it being 1.18, the surface terrain looks completely different. Nothing that interesting here happened from my perspective, but Rob did find something interesting. A Riptide Trident and a Heart of the Sea. BJ added a custom feature which added the ability for someone to trigger rain for a few minutes by right-clicking on a Heart of the Sea, meaning that we could take advantage of the busted movement from a Riptide Trident at the click of a mouse button. As we went to meet up and split gear, however, Killer ended up being backstabbed by a wild Brodeo. So once again, I was playing a game down in numbers going into meetup, but not as bad this time at least, as a few other players had died before meetup as well. We somehow appear to be the first team at meetup, but we trigger the rainstorm and let Rob go nuts with the movement. Shortly later, we found a team to fight and use the Riptide Trident against, but there was a bit of an oversight. What happens if this other team has an Elytra, also has speed potions, and, oh yeah, their own Riptide Trident wielded by Brodeo?
Yeah, I'm just dead. Oh, he fell in a cave. He fell in a cave. I'm still gonna feed with 6 gaps, though. No, I'm not. Now Brody's just here. Yeah, I'm just dead.
Otacon also has a trick.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, that was an enjoyable experience, especially on ping. Really enjoyed that one. Definitely had fun. Anyways, on to the next game. Game number 5, a team of 2 with max 50. This one was fun. We spawned in a forest near a mesa, and from the mesa I saw a desert temple. I didn't get the best loot, but 11 gold and a feather falling 3 book is pretty neat. I then found myself in a jungle with a ruined portal just across the border. Pain. But I was quickly redeemed with a dungeon near the surface. I broke the spawner without letting any mobs spawn and was able to get a quick charge 2 book, useful for letting crossbows recharge much faster. Nothing that crazy happened in the caves other than taking an abnormal amount of PvE damage while only finding 3 diamonds. Max also only found a few diamonds, meaning that we were heading into meetup with 0 diamond armor pieces. Not exactly a great situation to be in, and, well...
Oh, wow. Oh, holy... Okay, that bow just did 3 hits to
I
me.
hit one. I hit one of them again as well.
Nice.
Bro, shooting with my crossbow is actually just faster.
Alright.
Good shot. Okay, actually, I'm taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, we should back up a bit.
Hit butter.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting hit a bit. I'm gonna have to run back a bit just so I don't fall in a ravine.
I'm out of healing. Oh, Christ,
shot.
I'm nearly dead.
Just keep running a bit. They're on you, but
Yeah. Christ, I'm out of
Butter.
healing at 2 hearts.
oh,
Dead, yeah.
oh, I'm sorry. Shit.
Man.
We certainly tried our best. I particularly felt pretty good with how well I did in that fight. But unfortunately, a quick charge crossbow can't really bounce out terrible armor that others can shred through. So what happens next is quite interesting, actually. Game number 6, another Team of the 2 game, again with max 50. The odds of us being randomized together in back-to-back Team of 2 games are not high, to say the least. It was time for the run back. I ran into another mesa with a mine shaft and pulled 2 diamonds from a minecart chest, and then a lure 2 book from a separate minecart chest, and then a zombie dungeon with some shulker shells, and then a third minecart chest with a loyalty 1 book, which, if you don't know, makes tridents return to their user after throwing them. With some unique tools at my disposal for this game, what did I do with it all?
Oh, Christ.
Yeah, about that run back, huh? Caving went marginally better than last time, giving us both 1 diamond armor piece, but still not great, especially since most of our gold was drained, thanks to committing the cardinal sin of never digging straight down. And when we find our first fight of the game in Autocon and tags, we really didn't stand much of a chance. I managed to boat away, but unfortunately that meant that I had to leave Max to die. I've had quite an unlucky streak of games at this point, so I was ready to play like a rat to try and get my first kill. So I tamed a horse and figured my best bet was to watch fights from a distance and try to loot sweep. I did find a loot pile to look through, but it didn't have any great loot. And it also put me in the line of fire of Autocon and tags once again.
Oh, where? Why are you there?
Game number 7. A team of 3 with Remy and Harry. I found a village and traded hay bales to the farmer villagers to get emeralds to potentially craft another Totem of Undying later in the game. I then drifted away across the icy river and stumbled upon an igloo. I got a weakness potion and a golden apple, traditionally used to cure the zombie villager, but I just took the loot and ran. I had another disastrous PvE game thanks to a ridiculous number of mobs before I could get any iron armor. I made up for it though by finding enough diamonds for half diamond, but ultimately that never ends up mattering because as soon as I head over to Harry's cave to enchant, Remy gets backstabbed by Brodeo in his cave. Harry and I surfaced not long after, just to find Hags and Geelong basically right above us. This should have been a good fight given we were both teams of 2, but Harry and I were not ready to fight at all. So once again, I tried my best, but ultimately, it didn't matter. Game number 8, Love at First Sight. After taking a week break and moving into college, I was ready to try and turn my luck around. Thanks to a nearby village, I found love quite fast in the name of Flop. I had an unfortunate swarm of mobs run at me before I could get iron armor once again, but luckily for me, the ore rates were slightly adjusted this game. And by slightly adjusted, I mean very unbalanced as gold was literally everywhere. I had nearly 2 stacks of gold in less than 30 minutes of caving. So much gold, in fact, that I went back to the surface to trade with a villager for apples, and still having enough spare for a Totem of Undying. But as fate would have it, luck was never truly on my side. Actor would find Flop in his cave, leaving me once again down a teammate early. Not only that, but I also hadn't found a single diamond yet, and that wasn't going to change. I prioritized getting myself a Totem of Undying, so after a bit of farming at the village, a quick encounter with Alex on a horse, who thankfully let me do my thing, and turning a villager into a fisherman to trade string, I finally had enough emeralds to craft the totem. I felt only slightly more secure with this in my pocket as I was still unenchanted and a solo, but it was at least something to my name. As meetup was called, I was feeling a bit demoralized, but to be fair, I really didn't have much evidence to make me believe otherwise at this point. So, you're probably wondering, how did I fuck this one up this time?
You left your furnace with lots of iron in that cave.
Yeah, it's fine. I got the iron out of it, kid. It's all good. Apple. Did I not pick an apple up?
I picked an apple up.
I did see one. I guess you grabbed that. It's all good.
At this point, I was just kind of lost, man. What was I doing wrong? Was I simply just getting that unlucky game after game after game? Do I just suck at this version? 6 games in a row with 0 kills and basically just getting fucked over in every single one of them in one way or another. Whether it was my own fault sucking at being a mole, being on the receiving end of a Riptide Trident, losing teammates early, I was just lost at what to do. I was ready to give up, but I ended up being convinced to play the next game just an hour later. Expecting more of the same, I jumped on in anyways, because I really had nothing to lose at this point, other than even more of my sanity in my sleep. Game number 9, a team of 3, moved 0-0, team inventory game with Shay and Dark. Found a zombie dungeon with a loyalty 3 book, then found my way into a deep slate mineshaft cave where I found a minecart chest with an infinity book. I briefly entered the nether, as we did find an igloo with a brewing stand earlier on, but quickly left as soon as I caught a glimpse of Autocon with a diamond chestplate. However, for the first time, my luck was about to turn around. Shay found max 50 in his cave alone and got the kill. I felt bad for Max, but after everything I had been through in the past few weeks, I was more so relieved that I was on the winning side of that encounter for once. We didn't have insane gear heading into meetup, but sometimes you don't need insane gear. You just need luck. And again, luck was seemingly on my side this time, as we found Bradzy, a solo running around on the icy river.
Oh, ow.
I hit him, too.
What's he on?
Alright, it's boat time.
Boat time, yep.
Oh, ouch. Ouch. Oh, help.
How did I get soul
Thank you.
sand?
Oh, he went to the nether.
Hit him. He's at 6%.
I did it! Let's fucking go!
He had absolutely no healing.
And finally, I got that kill that I had been longing for so many games. The rest of the game was a bit of a mess due to horrific terrain at meetup and a bit of silly boat mechanics, but even when I got ran down by the Leiden team, I wasn't all that defeated. I had finally broken my multiple week-long curse. For the first time in 7 games, I had gotten one singular kill, and at this point, that's all I really needed to feel satisfied. And that's where this story ends. I hope you all enjoyed this twist on the UHC Story series. None of these stories really could have been their own video, except for maybe the Moles game, but together there's a really cool narrative that I wanted to share. I played a few more games since I got that kill on Bradzy, but that game felt like the end of my gauntlet of unluckiness. Thanks for watching.